What up, tube? What are we doing today? We're going to work on something that I hope ends up being quite simple. A little style upgrade for the Lexus. The Lexus had a lot of miles on it. It's an 04, so it's not brand new, but the interior when we bought it was in really good shape. Dash, door panels, carpet, etc. The steering wheel was also in really good condition. Didn't have any tears in it or anything. So what we did is we went to Walmart or Target or one of those stores. I don't even remember. Back in November. You got your generic steering wheel cover for it in black. Just goes right over. You know, this style like this. You know. And it's been fine. No complaints for what you get. But the one thing that annoys me is when I'm driving and I go to steer, this happens. Now the steering wheel will turn. You can make it turn. You got to grip it. But every once in a while, this will end up like that. And it just it just bothers me. So what I picked up on Amazon is this thing. So this is a steering wheel wrap. So the way it's supposed to work, you put it over your steering wheel, and with the allotted thread and needle, you thread it on over your existing steering wheel. And it looked really nice. We're going to test this out. Doesn't look like it's hard. Excuse me. And yeah, so I want to put something on there. It isn't going to move around like this. We're going to test this out and see how it works. They have a simple video on their page or where you order from on Amazon. But I want to see exactly how this works. This reminds me, a long time ago, before these existed, there were thick leather ones with perforated holes that you saw in muscle cars or classic cars. At that time, they weren't that classic, but that was the thing to do back then. This is a little nicer than that. And if you remember what I'm talking about, I'm going to try to find a picture and throw it up there. I don't think I can. If it's not up there, it's because I couldn't find it. But for all y'all that are a little older than me, or that's the same age as me, you probably know what the heck I'm talking about. Let's get to it. Alright, y'all. So, as you can see, the stock steering wheel, I got the cover off it, is in really good shape. So, that being said, we want to maintain that. So, we got this cover from, get you back over there, from Amazon. It's, excuse my inability to use a camera. And, yeah, so we're going to use this, and it comes with thread and needle. So you get 2 packs of threads. It has a thread and the needle. It's black. They offer different color threads. And you have this leather, which is a round piece of leather that fits over the steering wheel. And then you start stitching it through these stitches. So what we're going to do is we're going to start doing that. So let's click back, and this will be on there, and we'll start stitching. Alright, first tip, put a zip tie right here. So I lined this up where I wanted to. Okay, the stitch is at the bottom right here. Okay, on the actual cover, and I put a zip tie here to hold it in place as I worked the steering wheel cover around the steering wheel itself. Okay, because, well, you need to put it on there, right? So, take your time. It's really snug. You want it to be snug. I ordered the 15-inch wheel, steering wheel option. There's a smaller one. I think 13.5 and 14 are the 2 other options. For measure the outer diameter of your steering wheel. I went with a 15. It fits nice and snug, and then we have to go around and stitch all this with the needle they give us. So you see it's loose here. So work it, and you can move this like that, you know. So get it where you want. Snug it up with your hands to see where it goes, where it's going to stop. Okay, I'm going to get started, and I'm going to come back and show you what it looks like and where we go over the seams and how to get your needle started. Alright, y'all, so I got started. Comes with needle and thread, as mentioned. So I just threaded the needle. It's quite easy. It's a thick needle. You're not pressing through the leather on this. I'm going to show you how this is done. Went ahead and did a single knot here. Okay, so we're just going to do a single thread stitch. I am not a seamstress, by the way. I know how to sew a button on. My mom taught me that a long time ago. So hopefully I make my mom proud here. But this isn't hard. It's going to take a little while, but it ain't hard. I'm going to bring the camera in. Hopefully she'll focus out right there. I'm going to let this go for a second here. If we can't. Alright, so right here, I did a double knot on the end of the thread, so that it's a very long thread, and I slid it through the stitch. So I'm going through each little stitch, and I'm doing a cross. So as you get across, it'll tighten up. Okay, you can see here, it's already tightened. Okay, so I'm going to do this crisscross, crisscross all the way around, and when you get to this, and when you get to these parts, you're going to just skip around and continue your stitch over here like so. Alright, so as you can see, we got a few stitches done. I'm going to show you how it's done. Find a rhythm. Take your time. It's almost like meditative. Find some good music in the background if you want. Right now, it's my voice and my neighbor's lawnmower. So we're going every one of these stitches that are already in the leather, okay, is going to be where your needle goes through. Right now it's coming through here. Okay, once you get it through there, get it nice and snug. Don't pull it tight. Okay, we're not trying to cut the circulation in your foot when you tie your shoes, right? We're just trying to get it snug so it closes the seam. Then you're going to find the stitch behind it, right next to it. You're going to reach over, pull it through. Okay, I get the needle off to the side, and I keep this nice and snug as I feed this side through. Okay, and then it gets stuck on an interior piece. So you keep feeding it slowly. Don't rush it, because sometimes thread gets tangled up and you don't want to get a knot, because then you won't be able to get it out. Okay, see there, it got twisted on me, but take your time. And then you snug it up in the back. You see my hands back here. Okay, snugging it up right there. My needle's off over here to the side. We're going to come back through on the back side. Thread your needle through. Start it. Needle off to the side. And slowly start feeding through. Okay. Now, see right there, got a little tangled up. Patience. Keep it snug. And don't force that. There you go. That's it. And right here, the seam looks really nice. And if you continue to do that, it looks like it's going to work out really good. Now, one thing you want to keep in mind is the needle. Make sure you pay attention to that knot on the needle. Okay? Make sure that, because it's going to come loose. So just tug it, just a single knot, just so your thread stays good. Oop. Single knot, but make sure that you keep it snug. Every couple passes, you're going to snug that up a little bit, or else it's going to fall off the needle. You have to rethread it. It's not a big deal, but just keep an eye to that. We're going to go all the way around, and when we're done, then we will come back when we're done. But look at that. That looks really cool. All right, let's get it done. Alright, we are all done, and I want to apologize ahead of time. Some noise in the background to my neighbor working on his bobcat, digging up some limestone in his front lawn there. Anyways, the stitch came out quite nice all the way around, as you can see. We ended up tying it right here. So we started here with this little knot. And going back, I would have started on this side so you wouldn't see that so much, but you really can't tell. And then right here, we looped it through a few times and knotted it that way. but you see the seams here are pretty tight. The only problem I had was right here. This is not as tight because I didn't come up all the way to the edge here like I could have, and that's on me. So I didn't notice it till I was about that far up here. That means I can't go all the way back, so it's fine. Yeah, but other than that, it doesn't move. It moves just ever so slightly. If you force this, it would shift on the steering wheel or rotate just a tad. I'm gonna sit this out in the sun anyways. It lives outside, so in the sun, in the Texas sun, this should actually shrink just enough to fit. That's what the actual reviews say, that you sit it out in the sun, you know, it'll shrink a little bit and actually be super snug. So yeah, but if you look at the one area, okay, the one area that didn't shut the seam completely, if you look up here, these seams, let's go to the bottom one. These seam is completely shut, no gap. When you get to this area right here, you see there's a little bit of a gap, and that's because the steering wheel naturally has a hump right here. So there wasn't enough material to seal it completely, but again, very unnoticeable. It's on the other side as well. But overall, I think this came out really nice. It's not the same matching leather as what's on the steering wheel finish. This is a glossier finish. I'm going to end up putting some Adams Interior leather cream on this and seeing if it glosses it up ever so slightly. That stuff works really good. And speaking of car care, we got to go over some of that, don't we? It's coming into summertime. You know, we have to social distance, but it doesn't mean we can't detail our car, so we're gonna start getting a few of those. Anyhow, this came out awesome. So far so good. I had a whole bag of that string left over. I didn't use that. I had about 2 feet of the one bag I opened of the not string but the thread. And yeah, so if you want to update your older steering wheel, your beat up steering wheel, protect your newer one with something that isn't going to slide around like the old one you saw in the beginning of the video, this is a pretty good option. How much did it cost? About $15. Shipped to my door. So there's some styles that don't include the stitch ridge on it. I wanted to test this out. I thought it would look neat. I don't regret it. I think it's cool. Again, short video. Something neat, something new. I've never done anything like this before. How long did it take me? I don't know, probably about an hour. It's a lot longer. You get one of the other ones, like I took off this style, that goes on in like, you know, a couple minutes. But if that's cool, that's cool. They cost about the same. Those are at $10 to $15 at your local stores. This was on Amazon for 15 bucks. I enjoyed doing it. Put on some good music, good nice little hour of the afternoon. We're gonna finish cleaning up the interior, and yeah, so nice product. I'll do an update in a few months after I've been driving around for a while, see how it's held up, especially since we're coming into summer. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Please, 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 please don't forget to go hit the subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell if you want to hear me babble. It'll tell you when I babble once a week. Try to be doing once a week. But yeah, I appreciate everyone who does follow and everyone who has subscribed. We don't got a lot of followers, but hey, we do it because we love it. We want to share what we've learned over the years and give back in our way. That's all I got for today. Try something new. I did today. Enjoy, have a great week, and God bless.